Welcome to another draft, and this I decided to do something a little different where I do a voiceover and I cut out a bunch of the useless blank space data. So in this pack, I'm just looking at the 4-1 flyer. There's a 2-3 flyer and the hideous laughter. Hideous laughter is gives all creatures -2/-2. So I'm debating between the 4-1 flyer and the hideous laughter. Hideous laughter seems really good in this set. It's an arcane spell, and you can also splice it to other things, so it seems really good. I do look at the price of Glimpse of Nature. I think it's like 2 tickets now. It's only really played in Legacy. I think it's in Legacy. And it's not really something I want to do, is collect those and try to sell it back. So I'm really debating on what card to pick. In this time frame, I'm just Googling to see how much it's worth. So it's down to the pull under. I think it's pretty decent. The Ogre is not bad. And the 2-3 flyer with Soul Shift 4. Pseudo guy is alright if you have another samurai, but I think the 2-3 flyer with Soul Shift 4 is pretty good, even though it does cost 5. Soul Shift is pretty good in this set, so I take that. In this one, it's down to Candle's Glow, which is alright if you want to play a more defensive deck, which works with Hideous Laughter a little bit. There's a Cutthroat, which is really good because it's hard to block, and the Wicked Akuba. The Akuba is also a spirit, very similar to the Cutthroat. I think I'm going go more for the Soul Shift type theme at this point. So it's basically between the Candle's Glow and the Akuba at this point. So I think I'm going to take the Akuba. It works good with my second pick, the Soul Shift, and it comes back if it has to Hideous Laughter. This is easy but foul. Note that I do want the Spirit to wheel, be nice. This guy is not the best. It's okay. There's a Time Stop in the pack, which is kind of like a Time Walk / Counterspell. It kind of does both, so it's very powerful. It does cost 6, but it does a lot. So I think I'm going to take that. In this pack, there's a Distress, not very good. This 2-1 flyer is decent. There's also a Kami. Blood Rite is not very good. Distress is fine. Defiance is pretty good. 2-1 flyer, I think it works really well. Evasion is very important in this set. The Kami is also a different pick if you want to go for the Spirit and Black-White. But I like the Time Stop a little too much, so I'm going to take this 2-1 flyer. In this pack, it's Peer Through Depths or Eye of Nowhere. Peer Through Depths can get basically any instant or sorcery that's in my top 5 or something like that. It's alright, I guess. If I play a bunch of instants and sorceries for Peer Through Depths. The 2-1, the 1-2 guy that gives guys flying, it's alright, but Eye of Nowhere is also arcane, so you can splice onto it. It's kind of like a boomerang, but it is a sorcery, so it's not really the best. So it's either Peer Through Depths or this Eye of Nowhere, and I think we'll take the Eye of Nowhere. So here is this Zubura guy, or this Soulless Revival. Zubura guy is a spirit, draws a card if it dies, so that's pretty good. Down to almost no picks. This Unditake Cloud thing, it's not very good unless you have a whole bunch of legends. This Puppet Mastery might be good if I go for the Splice deck. Again, not too much in this pack. There's another Puppetry card, or the guy that can give Shroud. So I'll just take another Puppetry card if I go into that Splice deck. I guess I'll just take a dual land here. It's fine. Not the dual lands aren't the best in this set. I thought I cut out some this time. I guess I didn't. There we go. So this, you just change the target of arcane spell. So I'll just take this thing. It taps for mana if I really need to ramp up. There's another Splice thing if I want to do a Splice deck. There's a 2-2 Spirit. It's not too bad. Sack Return a God in my hand. So if really we want to go the Spirit route, that would work well for that, because you can sack it any time type thing. You can return self, so you can get something out of your Soul Shift, especially if you have some reoccurring effects in play of getting counters from playing spirits. Yeah, and just some last pick forest guy. Alright, this pack is not really the best. Not too much for here. There's a Cutthroat. I'm going to take Cutthroat over the other Spirit this time. I'm not heavy Soul Shift, so I'm going to go for the Cutthroat because it's hard to block. There's a few good things in this pack for us. This name is not the best. It's a 6-mana 4/4. That's alright. This is a thing that gives all your creatures fear. And this is Swallowing Plague. X damage to a creature and gain X life. That's a pretty good removal spell. So it's between this name guy. He doesn't have flying or evasion or soul shift. And it's Swallowing Plague, so I'll go with the removal spell. I'm just highlighting other cards that are decent in the pack. So here, it's basically Sculling Death. I like that card a lot. Soul Shift, give him kill minor creatures, and it's also a Spirit itself, which is nice. So it works well if I'm doing for the Spirit theme. Alright, so this Sisuko Menino Sensei, it's either that or this Vortex. I think I'm just going to take the Sensei just so I can try it out. I didn't play this set much back in the day, so I don't know how good this guy is. 4 mana for a 1/3, it's not the worst. But he can counter things, so it's a possibility, especially if I have some Soul Shift stuff going on. Here, it's either Council of Sumatari or Pull Under. I'll take the Council, follow my curve a little better. I need some low-end stuff. For this, the Shell of Last Kappa. There's not too many things that target the player. Plus, you have to leave 3 mana open for that. This Godo's Maul isn't too bad. Worse, it can give a creature +1/+1. If you have a bunch of legends, it can give them +3/+3. It's not too bad. Equipment is okay in this set, so I'll take that and try it for right now. Alright, so it's the Flyer guy or this Revival. I'll take the Revival. It's an arcane spell itself, and you can splice and other things, so it's not too bad. Alright, I'll take this guy, the 1/3 that looks at lands and does special things. It's alright, it's playable. Not too much for us in this pack. This card is not good unless you have a whole bunch of untap effects. I'll just take this Brothers guy, I think. Could be decent. Oh no, I'll take the Kami, yeah. That card is really good if you have a whole bunch of spirits in the green deck. Can recur your stuff quite well. So the Defiance Wield. Defiance is pretty good. I like the card. There's a lot of spirits and arcane spells in this set. Another Council. I'll take that, I guess. I would rather Pull Under Wield, but get what you get. Squelch. It's a card. I might play it if my opponent has a lot of spells, activated abilities. I really want to get them. And it draws a card itself too, which isn't too bad. I like drawing cards. Alright, I'll take this Lantern thing. It could be good against a Spirit deck or against a Mill deck. That card seems kind of weird. Seems like it could be good, but I think it costs a little too much. Alright, so this guy is okay. That card's fine. But I really like this Horobo's Whisper. You have to control a swamp, which is kind of a weird thing, but you can destroy a non-black creature, and you can also splice it by just exiling 4 cards in your graveyard, which is not too bad. Alright, this guy just makes creatures unblockable. This guy is kind of awkward. If attacks can't be blocked unless the opponent stacks a creature. It's alright. 3/1 for 3. Stir the Grave is okay, and this Breeder, 3/3 for 3. If it attacks or blocks it, you lose a life, but it's a 3/3 for 3, so it's not too bad. Veil Sorcery gives creature Shroud. So it could be this unblockable guy, but I'm kind of low on creatures right now, and this guy doesn't do much by himself. So I think I'll just take this 3/3 out of this pack. Hopefully that unblockable guy wheels. Alright, so this pack isn't too bad. I like the Soul Shift Fear guy. Fear is a very good mechanic in this set. It's hard to block unless they have other black creatures, of course, but also Soul Shift, so you can get some value out of it. Corey is pretty good. Mark Leone is not very good. That guy's not the best. 2-1 Tappa land is not that good. This guy seems pretty decent. You can bounce things, so, and it's my colors, it's a spirit, so I'll take that. This guy, Puskami, it seems bad, 7 mana for a 3/3. It does have Soul Shift, and you can't kill non-black creatures with it. So I think that's pretty good value there with Soul Shift and killing things. It can be a slow format, so it's nice to have something later that can just kill things on to get that final big fatty out. Here, I'll take another one of the 3/3 Spirit Arcane guys that can return things. The more you have, the merrier. They're also 3/3s for 5, so it's not too bad in terms of blocking. Alright, so Blinding Powder seems kind of odd. Can vent damage, dealt to a creature. Scour, exile enchantments. Let's draw a card of each spirit. I don't know how many spirits I actually have at this point, so it doesn't seem that great right now. So I just take this powder. Sway of the Stars, way too expensive. Phantom Wings, you can use it as a Rev command, or not Rev command, but unsummon, put on opponent's creatures and sack it. I'll take this revival thing. So this guy seems terrible. He just looks at the opponent's hand for ninjutsu, but only it's on 1/2. So I'll take this -X thing. So there's another Return Dead thing. There's a Shuko, and this Kami that just adds mana, so it's not that good. It's the green version of the blue one I have. The Shuko is uncommon for some reason, I don't know why. That guy gives itself +2/+0, and then the blue creature, I really need some creatures decided. I'm just finishing up some random cards now. There's an unsummon, just in case I need that. And that card wheeled, which if you're heavy on spirits, you can take that. Even if you can take like 2 or 3 cards out of it, it could be fine, but I've seen people get up to 5 or 6 cards out of it. Works better as a splash into a like a white-black deck with more spirits in there. Now I'm just putting together what I want in the deck, just looking at some possible answers. I'm kind of low on creatures, so I'm just looking around for what other possible creatures or other cards I can possibly put in this deck. I already cut one of the councils, which are decent. I think the other possible cut is one of these Raise Dead cards. They seem fine, but if you're low on creatures, not the best. They do work well with Soul Shift, so that's a possibility. Also, Blinding Powder. If it's really want to get a grindy matchup, I can put that in. It can be a pretty good on a blocker, or if you want to try to force some damage through if they have low toughness. It can be expensive though. Stream of Conscience is not the best. That's just a 1/2 for 3. That's so bad. And unless you have some creature with some bounce effects or some come to play effects, then it's not very good though. So I think I'm going for this build. I think I kept both the Raise Dead Zincs. There's nothing better to put in there. And that's my deck. See you in round 1.